Hey everyone, how's it going there? I want to introduce you to the most salt-inducing deck I think I've ever built. This is Psy-Frame Windwitch Invoked. And this guy, he couldn't even play through Delta and Ash Blossom, that was it, he quit. But with that out of the way, let's get right into the deck profile. Alright, so let's get into the deck profile here of the Psy-Frame Windwitch Invoked. Starting off, we got our Psy-Frames, the 3 Gammas, 3 Deltas, and the 2 Drivers. The Gammas are there to protect us from hand traps generally on our turn. We use it to mask our meltdowns, terraformings, our knowledge, and I'm not actually sure if the ruling works with Ice Spell or not because I've never checked it out, but in my theory is because you activate the Ice Spell when you control no monsters. That's like the activation requirement. It's activated, then they try to Ash that, and then you can then Gamma that, and because the Ice Spell is already activated, and the Gamma goes on the field, the Ice Spell will still work. Anyways, with that out, I'm still not 100% sure on that ruling. I haven't actually tested it out. It hasn't come up on any of my YGOPRO duels, but in my mind, that should be how it works, just because the Ice Spell is now activated. They try to negate it. I negate that with the Gamma. The 2 Gammas go on board, and then because the Ice Spell was already activated, it still resolves normally. Then we got our 3 Alistair, just to get us into our invocation and our invoked plays. For the Windwitch, we got our 3 Ice Spell, 2 Glass Spell, and the 1 Snow Bell. Of course, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is just a really powerful monster. He's good to have on the field, and it's just drawing into that Ice Spell is just a quick and easy way to get into that, especially because there are a lot of times where we won't have monsters on the field in order to activate the Ice Spell's effect. We play the 1 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy to get us into our draw engine. And of course the Spellbook of Knowledge works really well having Alistair, because we normal Alistair, search out the invocation, knowledge the Alistair, Alistair is in grave, and then if we happen to have an Ice Spell in hand, we can special summon that Ice Spell out and then activate, and then we have invocation plays at a later time. For our hand traps, we've got our 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Ghost Ogre, and 1 Max C. Into the spells, we'll start off with our field spells. We got 3 Meltdowns and 1 Psy-Frame Circuit. The Meltdowns are just to try to get us to see Alistair as soon as possible, and Psy-Frame Circuit is just for those times that we see a Meltdown and a Terraforming in hand. Then we can search out the Psy-Frame Circuit, and if we happen to have no monsters in the field during our opponent's turn, and we driver them, or sorry, we delta them or something, or even happen to Gamma them, we can go into an Omega play during their turn, rip a card from their hand, and then we're looking pretty good. For the following turn, we play our 3 Terraformings to get us into our Meltdowns, 2 Invocation for our invoked plays, 2 Spellbook of Secrets, 2 Knowledge for drawing, and 2 Evenly Matched, either just for going second or for when we have no cards in the field. Because there's going to be a lot of times where we don't have monsters on the field and we're not really setting anything, so aside from field spells, we're not really going to have anything on the board. Now onto the extra deck, we got our 2 Psy-Frame Lord Omegas, just for our Psy-Frame plays there. Onto the invokes, we got 2 Makaba, 2 Raijin, 1 Kaliga, the Earth Guy, Magellanica, Cocytus, or Cocytus, however you say that, Elysium, and Purgatrio. You know, we don't really need much of an extra deck, so we can just cram it full of all the invoked stuff that we need, because we're not really going to go through 2 Omegas, and we're definitely not going to go over our Windwitch engine there. We do play the 2 Winter Bells and 2 Crystal Wing Synchros, just because we are playing Omega. We can always shuffle back the Snowbell and maybe do another Crystal Wing play at a later time. And that's pretty much it for the deck profile here. Let's get right on into some more gameplay footage. Alright, so for this one, this is against a Cyber's deck, and obviously I didn't know one first, so I just went into Crystal Wing to set up a decent board, powerful enough to hopefully save my life, and it didn't take me long before I realized that this guy may be somewhat new to the game or something, so I kind of took it a little bit more easy afterwards. You know, he warning me there, which was a good call. stopping my Alistair, but I believe here he goes into like a Honeybot or something. Yeah, Honeybot, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this guy, I don't know why he did that per se. Like, obviously that was not a good idea. There was not really much that he could do. And it just goes a little dragged out because I can't really do much other plays since I have the Crystal Wing on the field. But I definitely didn't want him getting his Decode Talker boosted up enough to be able to attack my Crystal Wing, so I ogred the Wizard. So I'll negate that, but then that gets him a token, in which he can go into Link Spider, summon his Digitron from hand, but of course that doesn't really attacks over my Ice Spell, and that's pretty much it. So just deal a little bit of damage here. Honestly, like, against this is probably like the lesser of the decks that I've versed with this deck, and it honestly lasted the longest. Just kind of a little bit more grindy than normal. So I really enjoyed that, though, him getting out the Encode Talker there, banishing the Decode. Now then, I should not have used the Crystal Wings effect there, but I just kind of wanted to see what kind of play he could do with the Encode. I knew that I had a pretty decent, you know, hand set up and grave set up for making my plays into Raijin. Flip that face down so that way Encode Talker couldn't use his effect, and then just enough attack over the Encode with my Wakaba. So this is another one of those guys that just quits fairly quickly. Delta the Insight, he goes into Beast Eyes. My Psy-Frames are gone, but I got my Meltdown, and I go for a Raijin play by banishing his Haired Mare, flip his Beast Eyes face down, and attack over it. Now he gets out the Comet Dragon, but Raijin just flipped that face down, and then he pretty much quits at that point. He realizes that there's not much that he can do. So this guy, he doesn't even know what I'm playing. He couldn't really make any play there, so he just passed the turn on to me. I get to go second, and I go for Makaba. And the second he sees that purple bastard hit the field, he's like, oh, I'm out of here. But he doesn't even know, you know, the Ash Blossom, the evenly matched in hand, there's a lot of things that I could have done had he made a good field. So let's go into the final gameplay here, and this gameplay will be against True Dracos. Looking now, I see that he didn't really open up the greatest, especially since he had to get Masterpiece immune to spells and traps to get it on the field. And I tried to Gamma him right there, but he warninged that, so that was pretty cool. I thought I could have really got him then, but I go for my draws. I draw into Ogre, so then I set the secrets in order to try to bait the Masterpiece. So that way I could ogre it over the Masterpiece and get rid of that. But I didn't want him getting another terraforming. I just wanted to take care of all his resources and control them down to how many cards he had. But of course now I'm starting to kind of brick as I'm only getting into my kind of crappier cards. Ash the terraforming just since he doesn't have anything else going on. Flip that Max Z. Let's go for max damage here. Drawing into that Ice Spell, I kind of wish that I didn't, searching that Ice Spell, I kind of wish that I didn't have any other monsters in the field, but, yeah, he searches out Masterpiece. I don't know why. I think he should have searched True King's Return, but he quits after this. But at this point, I believe I could have normal summoned the Ice Spell and done some burn damage, and then that should have been enough to attack for game. Oh no, sorry. Had I not, yeah, he would have passed the turn on to me. I would have normal summoned the Ice Spell, burned for 500, attacked, and I don't think that would have been enough for game. So in main phase 2, I would have Synchros into the Crystal Bell, and then burned for the final 800 for game. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. This a somewhat degenerate deck. It's kind of ridiculous. I can see why people don't like to play against it. Nobody really likes Psy-Frames. Nobody likes hand traps. nobody likes Invoked and nobody likes Wind Witches, so you combine all of them together and you got yourself a really crappy deck. But again, hope you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye.